on Paulsboro. Again, we're doing this by way of Zoom, coming to you from the second floor, one of the makeup rooms, one of the wardrobe rooms here at Hill Studio. Off to my side is Irma Stevenson. Irma is, of course, keeping proper distance and actually has a mask on, and surprisingly, it says Paulsboro. Irma, we've done some unusual shows. This is going to be one of them.
John, this is, but nothing keeps us off the network.
No, and we apologize for the fact we haven't been more regular on these. The schedule's been just difficult. But here's what we thought we'd do. We're coming into Memorial Day, very special time, and a lot of services are circumstances. So Gary Stevenson, mayor of Paulsboro, found the VHS tape of an Eye on Paulsboro show from 1990. The reason it's significant, not only because it's a time capsule, but because it was a show we were doing in advance of Memorial Day. So on this show, and we're going to give you the rundown because you may want to call a relative or friend, you're going to see Kid Primo, who of course gave us our musical accompaniment, had a fan club of one person, a very, very dedicated fan club. Bob Broughton worked for the county at the time, was active in Paulsboro with the facade program, as we called it. My uncle, but really just a family friend, Philip Wes McGill, who was as dedicated a veteran and who kept the spirit of Memorial Day in his heart. Bob Reed, who of course ended up being the commander of the VFW, a friend for many, many years. And then of course, then mayor and friend Elwood Hampton. Irma, what a lineup, huh?
That, boy, can you imagine them guys up in heaven today all together for Memorial Day this year?
You think they're all in heaven, Irma?
Well, I hope so.
I absolutely think so. Not that I would be the judge of that. This show is from 1990, came from then Hill Studio, which had opened only in April. And this was taped there in 1990. We hope you enjoy it. Amy and Fred put it together, going to run the original opening. I think maybe the original commercials. Irma will be there with those community notes for that time. But we're going to come back, close the show out with Irma's new community notes and Memorial Day, just sort of remembrance as we close out. So enjoy the show. Eye on Paulsboro from 1990, a look back and a time capsule.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount, paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Hi, and welcome to Eye on Paulsboro. Again today, coming to you from the Hill Theater Studio, 35 West Broad Street. We have a very interesting program, a little bit of entertainment sprinkled in. Our guests this evening are going to include Kid Primo, along with his accordion. Bob Broughton is going to join us once again and discuss the new plans for the facade program. 7 stores about to begin. Irma Stevenson, of course, with community notes. Our friends from the VFW, who are preparing the annual Memorial Day celebration to take place in town. And Elwood Hampton joins us after a several-week absence to join us with a commentary, and then we'll bring our program to a close. We're going to come right back after this word from our local sponsor. And by the way, a welcome to our new sponsor, Landolfi's Funeral Parlor. Thank you, Frank. We're coming right back after this word.
We at Landolfi Funeral Home would like you to know that we are available in your time of need 24 hours a day. With owner Frank and associates Robert and Robert D. Landolfi, Landolfi Funeral Home has been serving all faiths in Gloucester County for over 30 years. Landolfi Funeral Home, 300 West Broad Street, Paulsboro, 423-0519.
The Italian Villa Restaurant and Deli features delicious homemade favorites with that traditional European flavor. Catering parties any size, and 6-foot hoagies are a specialty too. The Italian Villa Restaurant, 11 Paulsboro Plaza, 423-3325.
Hi, and welcome back. And again, thanks to Frank and John Landolfi for joining us as a sponsor. And at the top of the show, let me mention that Stuart Cable's announced that our program has been renewed because of the very, very high ratings, I'm sure. With me now is Kid Primo, Domenick Amendolia. Amendolia. Kid, welcome to Ione Paulsboro. And you brought your accordion, didn't you?
Thank you, yeah.
Kid, we'd like from time to time to have someone on who has a history and a colorful past. And Kid, you came to Paulsboro what year?
1931.
And you started boxing when?
I had my first fight 1 month after I landed on Paulsboro.
No.
Yeah, the old Hill Theater in the back.
Well, what weight were you?
126 pounds.
Kid, you're a fixture around town at St. Michael's Club. It goes without saying. But tell us a little bit about your boxing career.
Well, I started out over here. I knocked out Joe Marimura out, John DiStefano, a few other guys. I don't know their names. And then when I was 21, I moved to South Philadelphia. That's when the real fight started. Let me tell you. Over there, I met a lot of tough guys. 17 Mars, Mason Hole. That was the big hole. Now it's a gas station. But over there, let me tell you, there was a lot of good fights.
There's still a lot of good fights in the city of Philadelphia, sometimes not necessarily in the arenas. Did you get paid much money then, Kid?
I fought him out of, what do you call it, standby, Patterson, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And you get $8, $6, and you get paid regardless if you fight or you don't fight. But the idea is when you fight, you don't know who you're fighting. Most of the guys I fought, they were too tough for me. I threw a lot of those guys out of the ring, let me tell you.
Was that permitted under the rules?
That was my own idea. When I can't get to the guys, when I got close enough, let me tell you, and he got tough inside. One had his 3 ropes. I threw him out of the second, the second rope. I threw him right out of the ring.
Did they come back in?
Oh, yeah, he came back. I mean, the referee says, you can't do that. I says, I don't speak English. I don't know what you're talking about.
He wasn't too happy about being thrown out of the ring, was he?
Huh?
He wasn't too happy about being thrown out of the ring?
No, he says, you can't do it. They told him, the interpreter,
How many fights did you have?
I had about 40, amateur. I had about 21 and a professional,
Now, you're inducted into the Pennsylvania Boxing Hall of Fame, aren't you?
Yeah, Columbus, 87.
That's quite an honor.
Yeah.
You talk about $6 and $8. I think that's what Joe Costa wants to pay down there at his fighters down his gym, $6 and $8.
I don't know. And in my days, you had to sell South Philly. You had to sell tickets. If you didn't sell no tickets, you couldn't fight. I'm telling you, it was tough.
Kid, you brought your accordion today.
Yeah.
You're going to join us for a selection, aren't you?
Yeah, I will. I'll play your number.
But we're going to see about maybe having you on as a regular, too. I had my Aunt Pauline on with the accordion, and people like the accordion music. Yeah. And we're going to ask you to be a regular from time to time.
I play the way, I don't play no more, really, they're on jobs. But I still got to practice, If I make a few mistakes, you know what I mean?
Well, just don't throw me off the set. Don't throw me off the set. We're going to come back with a selection as we go to commercial from Kid Primo. We've got some pictures to show you. Be back with our next guest right after this word from our local sponsor.
At Spartan Planning Agency, we specialize in complete insurance and financial programs for the building contractor, the business owner, and the professional person. Call us for your property and liability insurance, group health insurance, disability and workman's compensation coverage, and your retirement planning needs. Call 423-4561. Nastasi's Pharmacy, one of South Jersey's oldest professional pharmacies. Completely computerized, no-wait service, plus our profit planner produces a year-round savings for you. We have a full line of generic as well as brand-name drugs. If you don't know your drugs, know your pharmacist. Nastasi's Pharmacy, 762 Delaware Street, Paulsboro.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty.
When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
Hi, welcome back once again. We have an audience in the building, but they're very quiet. They're sitting off to the side. I don't know if they can hear all the program. Again, we enjoyed a visit with Kid Primo. Now with me is Bob Broughton from the Office of Government Service up in Woodbury, and he's the individual responsible for coordinating the facade program in Paulsboro. Bob, you've been on the program before. You always bring us good news. Yeah. I've got the blueprints here, which is a significant, really significant step in the community's redevelopment. I'll read down the names. These are the stores that are next in line. It's Michael's Deli, Donofrio's Cleaner, Lincoln Auto Store, Paulsboro Jewelers, Vince's Rainbow Room, Romeo's Records, and Scordo's Corner, which includes the old Getz Furniture Store. That's right. So we're looking at 8 properties. That's right. Now, you just held a bid meeting and bid process, didn't you?
That's right. Just a few days ago. In fact, it was last week. And I think we all were quite pleased at the quality of contractors that came out. We had a nice crowd. We had contractors that were accustomed to doing relatively large projects. So I think this time we're going to see a better quality work done, and we're going to see it done in a more timely fashion, which has been our goal over the last year.
I was impressed by the people that attended the pre-bid meeting. The fact that they stayed around. There was an extensive walking tour. Yes, it was. Conducted by the architectural firm. Yes, it was. And there seemed to be a lot of interest. Now, of course, that took place, and the bid process has also now taken place.
Yes, it has. And the low bid was firm Gillen, and they came in about $11,000 under what we had originally budgeted. And I was very impressed with them at the bid conference, because that was the firm that stayed behind after the tour and took a closer look at the businesses and what had to be done. So I feel really comfortable with the Gillen firm, and the freeholders still must make that award, and our purchasing department still must go through their credentials and other things that they have to go through before they make that recommendation to the freeholders. But I feel very confident that they'll be the one that we'll contract with.
Where are we schedule-wise then? Best estimate from what you can see.
Well, I sure hope that within 30 days we can hear the nails and the hammers going in downtown Paulsboro again. That's really what we're pushing for. While the freeholders are preparing to award the bid, we've already started the process for developing the contract. So we're moving relatively fast.
And where does the program go from here? It's coming in $11,000 under the projection side. Will that mean at another storefront, will it be a little more, do you think?
Well, I think what I'd rather do is to sort of hold off, because you never know when you're going to run into change orders. Anytime you do rehabilitation work, you never know what's behind walls or things like that. I would rather have some funds set aside, so in the event the contractor runs into some unanticipated problems, that we'll have something set aside so that we can correct it. I don't want to get started on this thing and then run into a problem and have to shut the program down.
No, oh my goodness, no. Because it's already had a significant impact. I mean,
yes, it has.
The building we're sitting in is evidence of that.
Yes, it is.
Now, is there another phase? Where are we just from the standpoint of...
Well, we're still in phase one. There's still a few more storefronts that need to be done, and those stores are located directly across the street from the municipal building. And that's going to fill in that gap from Madison Street Gym up to Broad Street. We're still quite interested in the property on the corner, Chapman property. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that property, but we want to keep our eye on that and see what we can possibly do with that one.
We're looking forward to these stores and, of course, across from the municipal building, because that's where we have our Christmas tree lighting ceremony. So it would be a wonderful Christmas gift next year for the community if that scenery would brighten up somewhat. Bob, thank you for joining us. Now, you just came right from the hospital. How's your son doing?
Well, he's doing very well. I was very happy to see his mood today, because he was really happy. He was smiling. He was laughing. And my oldest son was there with me when I left, and they were kind of like they were before he got in the hospital, playing and laughing. So it really made my heart feel good to see him happy again.
Beautiful.
Thank you for your concern, John.
Bob, you know, family's everything.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for being with us, and again, thank you for the help. I get to see you quite often, so it's always a pleasure for me. Thanks for being with us. That's Bob Broughton from the Office of Government Services. The facade program is alive and well as we take these continued steps in improving the standard in our community. We're going to come right back after this word and a little bit of accordion music in between. Stay with us and enjoy these messages from our local sponsors.
Carol's Diner, the diner that makes eating out affordable. Daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Petite price menu at a full portion serving. Plenty of parking, open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Carol's Diner, 448 West Broad Street, Paulsboro. At Giovanetti Catering, we are proud of the personal care taken in what we serve. Whether it's an in-office luncheon, a buffet dinner, or a sit-down dinner, make Giovanetti Catering your choice for your next affair. Domenick Catering, any occasion a pleasure. Call 423-4842.
Hi, and again, welcome back. With me now is Irma Stevenson for Community Notes. Irma, you look lovely as always.
Oh, thank you, John. And the charge card's getting heavy, but we don't care about that. Just keep him working longer.
Irma, why don't you lead off?
Right.
I got about
I
6 or 7
have lots
things.
of happy birthdays. A happy birthday to Belle Cooper. Her family gave her a great big party. And to Mr. Jim Brown, the man about town, happy birthday. Ryan Hudson, Arlene Baca, Bill Doak, Ronald Arcolna, Patty Wirtz, Linda Rose Simonsby, Sweet 16. And we also have the Grandchildren Casino, Mark and Jamie Magazoo, and a real happy birthday to Mary Gazara and her granddaughter, Brielle. And I have a real special happy birthday to Mr. Frank Sambrati. He is and I never like to say the oldest, he's the most mature member of the VFW. And Frank was in the Army Medic Corps in France from 1941 to 1945. He was our own MASH unit, and I understand you had to go to Frank to get a Purple Heart.
Thank you, Irma. And on the sports side, Joe Costa held his silver belt championship at Paulsboro High School. He wanted to extend a thank you to those people who sponsored belts, including the Chamber of Commerce, Romeo's Record Shop, Elwood Hampton, Mickleton Tire Service, Carter Lincoln Mercury from Woodbury, Elite Motors, Walt Medeiros, Cable Co. Wiring, and also the Plumbers and Steamfitters Union 322, as well as Trendsetters Hairstyle, and the Teamsters Local 676 helped make that event a big success, and that was well attended.
That was a great participation. Also, happy anniversaries. Belated anniversary to William and Jane Morris. Happy anniversary, Ron, Jay, and Joanne Colna. And a special happy anniversary to Harry and Margaret Tedeschi. They're going to celebrate 44 years on June the 1st. And Harry told me in the Acme after he gave me a kiss, it was just like yesterday. He just got married.
That's wonderful.
Right.
Also, too, happy birthday to Dave Gentile. Happens to be my landlord and cousin. And to mention, too, let me hold this up, and I guess we'll get a better shot of this. Mobil Oil has sent to all residents in Paulsboro and Gibbstown a letter of invitation to what they're calling a town forum to discuss and answer any questions anyone has. That's May 22nd and 23rd. For more information, dial 423-1040, extension 2843. Everyone should try and attend if their schedule permits, Irma.
Definitely. And I'd like to say get well wish to a real special person, Bob Struss. He's in Underwood Hospital, room 459A, and Bob could use some get well cards and everybody. I go in and visit him, but I think a get well card would really help him. He's been a long time resident of Paulsboro and also a very active member in his day at Paulsboro Fire Company.
Irma, too, along the line of goodwill, the Kiwanis Club held their annual pancake breakfast, which a number of us had an opportunity to attend. It was beautifully served by the men of the Kiwanis, and all those funds go to worthy charities and worthy efforts. And again, thank you to the Kiwanis Club. It was a wonderful Sunday morning.
All right. Congratulations to the nursing class, graduating class of RNs at the Gloucester County College. And we have two special people from Paulsboro and one from Gibbstown, but I have to mention is Debbie Hudson and Maureen Morris. Good going, girls. We need you nurses up in Underwood.
Nurses especially. Congratulations, too, to all those 7th and 8th graders who participated with their teacher, Paula Mulvaney, in a reading program. They had to read 2 books, and they were treated to a pizza party, which was sponsored by the Greater Paulsboro Chamber of Commerce. Prizes and T-shirts and plenty of pizza and soda. And a thank you to Elizabeth Crane on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, coordinated that effort and oversaw it as well. Congratulations to all those folks.
Reading is so important. Okay, well, I was at the Lownslacker School Monday. They had Grandmother's Day. Yes, I'm a grandmother.
No.
Yeah, and I'm going Friday to Billingsport School for my other grandchildren. And Rita Kelly and Loretta Savage, teachers there, asked me to inform everyone in Paulsboro Educational Expo 90 will be held at the Deffert Mall May 21st through the 25th. This is Paulsboro Public School exhibit, and their exhibit will be located on the upper level near the Sears store, and they're going to have many interesting, informative, and educational projects of the Paulsboro schools, and there will be performances by the Paulsboro High School Band, the elementary chorus, and the glee clubs on May 23rd from 2:30 to 3:45, and the teachers and the children worked hard. Please, when you go to Deffert Mall, go check on Paulsboro schools.
Make sure you stop by and say hello to those
Definitely,
folks.
they'll really appreciate it.
Also, too, Isla Hampton, daughter of Elwood Hampton, was involved in an automobile accident. She wanted to extend a thank you to all those folks who were involved in helping her through that. She's fine. The car got banged up a little bit, but Isla just wanted to say thank you to everybody near her.
Right, you can replace a car, but never a person. And please don't forget the Save a Tab project is Billingsport School for the month of May, Ronald McDonald House. I understand they've had a real good response. And congratulations, Paulsboro High School girls track team. With their coach Paulette Raleigh, they have put in their bag the Colonial Conference Championship trophy. 8-0 record. They have 1 game left. Congratulations, girls.
Very good. And along the lines of competition, as we work to a close, John Hunkler has informed me that the St. John's Golf Tournament, which is scheduled for May 26th, is sold out and filled up and is going to be a big success, and we're going to have some footage of that on the next show. So congratulations to all those people who are involved in that.
Well, that's Arnie's Army, I'm sure.
That's going to be a dangerous group. Let me see, Irma. I have this as well from Joe Kidd. He's having a meeting on Tuesday the 22nd, 8 p.m. at the Paulsboro Municipal Building, involving a task force effort on working to eradicate drugs and some of those things taking place in town. Joe Kidd's heading that up. That's 22nd at the Municipal Building.
Right. This is just a busy town. And last note, class reunion, Paulsboro High, grade class of 1955, August 25th at the Dutch Inn. Any further information, please call 423-2727 or call me at 3787 and talk to my answering machine.
Thank you, Irma. We're going to leave on the note. I think you may have already done it, but again, to be certain, a happy birthday to Mary Gazara on May 26th as well. Is that going to do it?
John, see you on Broad Street.
Thanks,
and I might have some surprises for you in my next costume.
I'm a little afraid of that. That's Irma Stevenson with Community Notes. We're going to head out with, again, a little bit of accordion music from our friend, Kid Primo on the accordion. Was that an interview, or was that an interview with
that
Kid?
Was great. I wouldn't get in the ring with Kid.
We're coming back right after this word.
Located just around the corner in Paulsboro, it's Just For You Sports Boutique. Whatever your sport, baseball, basketball, or tennis, we have the footwear just for you. And just in time for the warm weather, we have a large line of college and pro t-shirts, tank tops, shorts, caps, and customized caps, as well as silk screening to order. Just For You also carries the top name warm-up suits and sweats. Just For You has just what you're looking for. Just stop by 102 West Broad Street, Paulsboro, so you can find just what you want.
Multi-policy discount, paperless discount, paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like True Test paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Welcome back once again. With me now is Bob Reed. He's post commander at the VFW here in Paulsboro, and Wes McGill. Also, I'm going to have to say, Uncle Wes, you must have been a commander at some point as well, I would think.
Yes.
I would think so. You folks are diligent in your keeping our monuments in the memory of those who served alive, and we're coming into the Memorial Day weekend and the events surrounding it, so we wanted to take a moment to visit with you and go over those details and make sure folks know it's taking place and invite them out. Who'd like to start?
Well, actually, John, we actually don't start on Memorial Day. Our memorial services, we have once a year, but we honor our comrades all year long. And one of the big things is that we want the township to know and people know what sacrifices it takes to have freedom in this country and how many lives has been lost for freedom. So we do this once a year to let everybody know what's going on Memorial Day and what the sacrifices were with Memorial Day. But we actually start off, John, on the 18th with our poppy campaign. Now, our poppy campaign is the things we use, the money we get from donations, is for a lot of our comrades that are in the hospital, or they die, we send flowers, or if there's a family in need of our comrades, we hand out money to them to help them through bad times.
Now, are you going to, I've seen those, and of course, purchased those over the year. Uncle Wes, you've got one on the hat there. Now, how do folks get those? I mean, you're going to be in different spots through town?
We will be located predominantly down in the shopping center, and I presume at the bank. Well,
yes, we have a couple ladies who's going to be out there at the bank, but mostly right there by the Acme or the Ames store there in the shopping mall. And like I said, it's strictly donations, whatever you want to give. There's no pressure or nothing like that. We don't go out soliciting the whole year at all. The only time we ever do any soliciting is this 10 days before Memorial Day, which starts the 18th through Memorial Day.
Right. I would like to add, too, John, to that, the fact that every penny that is collected from the sale of poppies can only be used for veterans' services, for their help, comrades in need.
Uncle, where's that post now over on Commerce Street? Now, that's named after who?
George D. Patton, Jr. He was killed in the Second World War in England. The post was actually organized, formed June the 10th of 1943. And our post has been conducting Memorial Day services every year since then. We also decorate a few of the graves around the cemeteries. And as you mentioned, we do have the two monuments in Paulsboro, which we will be conducting services.
Well, why don't we go ahead at this time, take a moment here and give us the times and details on the actual services, because the public's invited.
On Monday morning, we start approximately 9 o'clock with a firing at the St. Paul's Cemetery. We then go to the Paulsboro Volunteer Firehouse for their monument. We fire there, and then they have services. Then we go down to the Borough Monument at Broughton, Billings, and that would be, as I said, Monday, May the 28th. Our services will start there at 10:30.
At the monument.
At the monument. And to me, one of the highlights of that day and of the service down at the monument is the fact that there are 18, plus ourselves, which is 19, service organizations, groups who will place a wreath in honor of our war dead. And this is a list of them, if you can
We're going to make sure we thank these people as we go on here. That's a pretty impressive list.
That to me is a very, we started this thing out, if my memory serves me right, I think we had, the first year we had 4, and kept growing and growing and growing, till as of now, like I said, we have 19.
Now, and then you go from the monument over to the post.
Paulsboro VFW at that time. We have the Paulsboro marching band will be with us, and they'll march, and our honor guard will march over to the VFW, which they'll take, they'll go down to, was it 7th Street and over by the Catholic Church and up Commerce Street to our monument at the post home. And then we'll have services there. We have a distinguished guest. We have the District 13th Commander, Leo McGee, will be there. And, of course, our Honorable John Mayer, Birch Kelly will be there. And
Donald DeVault.
Donald, oh, yes, very important. Our VOD winner, the Paulsboro High School, which is Donald DeVault, he'll be one of our guest speakers. We honor him every year, or our VOD chairman, at this particular time, because I feel that we have more publication there for the VOD person that gets involved in VOD. VOD is very important.
Now, what does VOD stand
Voice
for?
of Democracy.
Voice of Democracy.
So it's an essay program?
It is an essay program. It's taped and judged on the county level. The winner on the county level goes to the state level.
That goes to national.
Then it goes to a national level.
And they can win a scholarship, college scholarship.
Now, as the ceremonies have over the years been rather emotional. And Uncle Wes, not to put you on the spot, but I remember as a youth one particular time where you acted as master of ceremonies, and Pete Neester's son had passed away.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything more moving than that particular day when you handled that. And so you have a guest speaker this year?
Yes, our guest speaker will be Leo McGee, the 13th District Commander, who is a Vietnam veteran. He's a disabled American veteran, Purple Heart winner.
And refreshments afterwards.
And refreshments afterwards.
And we need
immediately after.
And we need to encourage people to come out, don't we?
Oh, so bad. I do want to emphasize how badly we want to see the people. See if you can't just give up an hour of your time. Postpone that picnic for another hour. That's all it takes. And let the ones that are over in the Philadelphia Hospital and these other naval hospitals and veterans hospitals that are laid up and can't get out, the ones that couldn't come back. Memorial Day to me is a very special day because I always say that is one day of the year that I thank God that I was able to come back in one piece with nothing missing, and predominantly the fact that I was able to get back to the United States.
Yeah, that's a beautiful sentiment. Bob and Uncle Wes, thanks for being with us. Let's encourage everyone to come out and be at those monuments and recognize this Memorial Day as the important day as it is. We'll see you on Commerce Street and at the monument as well. We're going to come right back after this word from one of our local sponsors.
At the Mount Royal Radio Room, we are the two-way radio and CB specialists with over 20 years experience. We do on-the-spot repairs, and we carry a complete line of radar detectors, CBs, and antennas for cars to 18-wheelers. See the experts in CB sales and service at Mount Royal Radio Room in the Mount Royal Plaza, adjacent to the 76 truck stop.
Welcome back once again. With me now is Elwood Hampton, who's joining us after an absence of a few programs. He's retired, but you'd never know it by his busy travel schedule. He, of course, is with us in the Chamber of Commerce and is just almost a senior advisor. Elwood, welcome back to the program. And things are moving along pretty good, aren't they?
I think so, John. From what I'm able to see, both cosmetically, physically, and mentally, I think Paulsboro definitely is only upbeat. We are moving, and that's great.
We probably should take an opportunity because you have a distinguished career of service, and we just had Wes McGill and Bob Reed on in the VFW, so not that we're in a somber mood per se, but it is an important time for reflection, isn't it?
I agree with you. I remember some years ago when Congress decided to give everybody a 3-day weekend. I think memorial services were sometimes held in some states on the 30th of May, sometimes they were held on the last Monday, and they were all had different days. I think in Virginia they called it Confederate Memorial Day. Some other states they called it Decoration Day, whatever. it's important because this reflects the inner spirit that's in all of us who feel deeply concerned and dedicated to those individuals who gave this supreme sacrifice. And especially today, with so many things happening, especially in Eastern Europe, with them now celebrating democracy, South Africa is reflecting an attitude toward democracy, and those kinds of things, I'm sure that if the boys could come back, they would say, well done. And I would also want to urge each and every individual in Paulsboro, in Gibbstown, and around the county all over, if they feel up to it, come to Paulsboro. I know someplace in Jamaica they say, come back to Jamaica. I'd like to say, come back to Paulsboro, because this is what it's all about, John. Come back.
You've been guest speaker at a couple of those Memorial Day services, if I recall correctly, and we just need to again remind people that those services are there and available, and at the monument at Billings Avenue and at the post on Commerce Street. So why don't we close the show and just remind folks to come out and share and fellowship in community that day.
And one thought, John, tell them all to put the barbecue on hold and come on out and to our Memorial Day service and then go back, and it'll be there when they return.
Thank you, Elwood, and welcome back to the program. That's about going to do it for Eye on Paulsboro. As we like to end the program, we're going to say see you on Broad Street. We're going to go out on the music of Kid Primo, who this week has been the Eye on Paulsboro Accordion Orchestra. Remember, attend that meeting at Mobile Open Forum, and we're going to see you on Memorial Day out at the monuments. Thank you, Elwood. Thank you all for being on the show. See you on Broad Street.
Non mi dare più tormento.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
Well, welcome back. We certainly hope you enjoyed the show. What an opportunity to visit with some old friends, Irma, that we haven't seen for a while.
No, but they're always in our hearts. Happy birthday to Matthew Onai Perez, Daisy Onai Perez, Chuck Kabaki, Lisa Pataglia Georgiani, Jack Henderson, Mariah Thornton, John Heddick Sr., Mo Friars, and also Bill Doak. And happy anniversaries to Irva and Robert McCauley, Georgianne and John Kama, April and Ray Ziegler, Pastor Nye and O'Daisy Lopez Perez, Val and Chuck Quack Bush, friends of ours, Major from Marine Corps, Claude Berthold and Kim Stevenson Berthold, and hopefully he'll be coming home from Spain soon from deployment, Ashley and Eric DeTono, and Stacy and John Catalsi, and April and Ray Ziegler. And I like to also say thank you to our heroes today, the nurses and doctors. Thank you. And congratulations to Dr. William Davis, son of Pastor Kevin and Susan Smith when he was here. He is now a doctor. And to our 2 new nurses, Aubrey Anna Quinn and Lexi Kramer. And they're all Paulsboro High School graduates, and they will now be helping everyone. Oh, I forgot. We're birthdays. And if I didn't say happy birthday to Frank Boucher, Bill Pollinger, Chris Costenbader, and our Don't Think Twice, Think Twice, Phil Weiss and Robert Campbell. And don't forget to go get your COVID-19 testing, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thursdays at the Camp Care parking lot, North Delaware Street. Please, you don't have to register. You need to do this. John, you went today, and I did too.
Norm, I did, and frankly, it worked pretty smoothly. Irma, thank you. Mm-hmm. And to all of you who are watching, again, we apologize for the lack of frequency of shows. There's so much really to talk about. But as we head into this Memorial Day weekend, or whenever you do watch this show, you should keep in your hearts those that have served this country. Some have given the ultimate sacrifice. There are men and women in military uniforms standing under the Stars and Stripes all around the world. Wherever that flag is seen, it sends a message of what it means to be an American and what the rest of the world strives for. So through these very difficult times, Memorial Day is a good weekend to just take a moment, be thankful, because what we're going through will certainly pass. And unfortunately, we won't all be able to gather as we normally do on Memorial Day, but that doesn't prevent us from in our hearts recognizing and thanking those who serve. So Irma, Memorial Day has always been very close to your heart.
Always, because of my dad, WW2, my uncles, and everyone. And please, God bless America. See you on Broad Street, and when I do, make sure you wear your mask.
That's going to do it for Fred Buchter and Amy Cook, who are at Fred's house and Amy's house, calling the show from there. For Bill Crane, our producer, who couldn't be with us today, that's going to do it from Hill Studio on Broad Street. We hope you enjoyed the look back to 1990. As you notice, neither Irma or I aged at all. Be safe, be well, happy Memorial Day.